Hi, Andrew from SACS. Every organisation is faced with the challenge of how do we know with as much surety as possible whether the candidates that we're considering for certain jobs are likely to be the candidates that will work out well for us. Well, there's a technique where we can minimise the guessing, and that's called high performance modelling. What it does is it requires you to identify high quality employees. We then help you to button down the characteristics that identify those high performing employees and then use those characteristics to recruit candidates in the future. So the process looks like this. You identify your high performers, and those high performers have two characteristics. They are cultural exemplars, who are the sort of people that we want to have around here, but as well as that, they're high performers in terms of getting the job done. The second step is that we psych test them using intelligence, personality and values typically, although we can use other characteristics. And then at the same time, we undertake behavioural interviews. And the behavioural interviews give us a chance to assess the competencies that your high performers have. Then we build you a high performance model. As well as that, we create you a special report which gives you an opportunity to see at a glance whether the person corresponds to your high performing employees. We also build you a recruitment kit, and the recruitment kit gives you behavioural interview questions, it gives you reference check questions, it may give you other characteristics to look for in the person's CV. And when you psych test the candidate, the report looks like this. You'll see that in this case we've measured aptitudes, we've measured values, and we've measured personality, and these are the characteristics that this candidate has. The green ticks are where the person meets the standards as identified from psych testing your high performers. The red crosses are where the person doesn't meet those standards. You'll also see that there's a knockout factor, and the knockout factor in this case is numerical reasoning. So the knockout factor represents something that's very important for this job. And you can see in this case, it's a numerical reasoning score. Maybe the job is a chief finance officer or something like that. And you can have up to 3 of these knockout factors. You see at the bottom of this report that we give you an overall green tick or red cross, and of course this person has a lot of red crosses, but also they have a knockout which would cause them to have a red cross. If everything was favourable, you would see a green tick at the bottom there. So high performance modelling is current best practice in recruitment. Not only do you identify whether the person's likely to be able to do the job, you're able to build local characteristics about the sorts of things that have caused employees to be successful in your team. And that makes it a very tailored approach, culture match as well as performance. To find out more, click on the link near this video or simply be in touch with SACS.